Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of T.E.A.R.S. Now today I'm going to be playing Dragon's Lair. This is a conversion of the Laserdisc arcade game from 1983, and this version was released by ReadySoft in 1989. Now this is this was probably the first real true conversion of the Laserdisc arcade game. There were conversions before this one. Mainly for likes like the Commodore 64, the Spectrum, the Amstrad got one as well, and even consoles like the ColecoVision and stuff. It got you know, conversions of it, but because obviously with the original Laserdisc arcade game being like, you know, using proper animation and stuff, using rather than graphics, you know, it was literally like an animated film. Obviously limitations meant that obviously they can do that sort of thing on the old 8-bit systems, so often they'll just like really cheap imitations of the game. But this is the first real conversion of the game, using, you know, the actual original animation and things, and overall this is a pretty faithful conversion. I mean, it's still got a few rooms missing, things, yeah, and there's a few bits where they cut it out and whatnot. Well, here's one example coming up. You see, there's no flame. You don't get a flame that goes across the room like you do in the arcade version. But yeah, so yeah, it's still not the full game, but at the time it was as close as you were going to get. And to be fair, it's really impressive what they've managed to achieve. It's probably one of the most technically impressive games on the Amiga. It came on quite a number of discs at the time. It came on about 6 discs. But overall, this was very impressive. I mean, it used proper full digitised sound and animation and whatnot, and it was a great little showcase for the Amiga. It was a great little technical demo. In terms of the actual gameplay, this is obviously where, you know, it does kind of, you know, fall a bit. Obviously the problem with the original arcade games is that the gameplay was obviously very frustrating and limited. Basically, for those who've never played Dragon's Lair before, you're not actually in control of Dirk. Is the name of your character. You're not actually in total control. Basically, you're pressing. You got to press the right direction at the right time. It's kind of like a dance game, but you don't see the symbols. You have to know what buttons to press simply by looking as to what's happening on the screen, and the idea is that you control Dirk's reactions. So it's not the best game gameplay wise. It's very frustrating, but overall, but once you know all the moves and stuff, it's actually quite fun. It's actually quite fun and enjoyable. I actually know quite a few of the rooms and stuff. That was just a little mistake I did. I think I just didn't press the right direction in time. But yeah, overall this is pretty impressive. And of course I've never explained the story to those who've never played Dragon's Lair before, have I? Basically the idea is that it's the older princess has been kidnapped by an evil dragon called Singe, and basically it's your job as Dirk the Daring to go and rescue her. And that's the story, really. It's you're basically rescuing a princess from an evil dragon. And that's what instantly appeals to me about this game. I love dragons, and I love stories about them and things. Seriously, guys, I am absolutely obsessed. I've got a bit of obsession for them at the moment. But overall, and I also love animation as well. So once again, that's one area where this game does appeal to me. I mean, the animation in this is absolutely stunning, really. I mean, it was done by Don Bluth, who worked on several Disney films, and he also directed films like An American Tail and the original Land Before Time. Not one of the original film though, not one of the 13 or so straight-to-video sequels it's had, which are totally bullshit. No, the original. No, he only directed the original, and the original film, the good one, the one that's actually well worth watching. But yeah, this is technically a very impressive game, and for an Amiga, it's incredible what they managed to achieve. This actually did use proper video compression as well, so what you're seeing here is like AVI circa 1989, whereby actually, to be fair, they just used the original film cells and just like traced over them and stuff. I think that's how they've done it. But it's really clever, and the digitised sound. It's amazing how much they managed to cram on the 6 floppies. Really, it's really quite incredible. Now, of course, this game. This conversion does play slightly differently to the arcade game. The first level that you saw me there, the drawbridge one, that actually it's on the Laserdisc in the arcade game, but it's never actually played. And there's another thing that's different as well. So I think obviously because they had to get rid of a few rooms due to lack of time, probably due to lack of time, space, and memory and whatnot. To compensate, you have to do pretty much almost every room twice, but once in correct order, the other one in reverse. So it kind of does increase the gameplay a bit, but it does kind of make the gameplay a little bit more repetitive because you're doing the same room over and over again. But yeah, but overall, I suppose it does add some, it does make the game last a bit longer. Because, like I said, not all the rooms were there. So I mean, there was actually an expansion pack later released called Escape from Singe's Castle, which featured all the missing rooms and a bit more as well. And in fact, one thing that was clever about that version was that clever about this expansion was that you could actually link both games together. So you could actually play Dragon's Lair and Dragon's Lair Escape from Singe's Castle in one long game, which was really quite handy. I might actually do another separate T.E.A.R.S review for that. But yeah, it's worth the add-on. Now, of course, this same conversion also did come out for the Atari ST and I think the IBM PC as well. So I mean, this comes to show you, how far computers that come in like 10 years. I mean, this conversion was really 6 years after the arcade game, and it was amazing. It really comes to show you how far things have progressed. Because I mean, if let's say, picture this: it's 1983. You go into a local you go into a local arcade, and you see all these stuff like, and at the game stuff like at the time stuff like Pac-Man and Galaxian and Space Invaders and stuff were really quite popular. Games also like Mr. Do and like Moon Patrol and Defender and things like that. Games like that, and then all of a sudden you saw Dragon's Lair, and it's like you're like shit. It literally wiped the floor of the other games. I mean, in terms of the gameplay and stuff, it wasn't quite the same, but it was just great to look at. I mean, and it really paved the way forward you know, in terms of like, the graphics and the things. It was, yeah, at the time it was the only way of getting, you know, good graphics, you know, without them looking like little blocky bits of Lego. But overall, it was, yeah, it was a very, very impressive game for its time. And it technically, being the first Laserdisc game also means that it was the first game to be stored on an optical based media. If you know what I mean. It was like, you know, this was before CD-ROM or, you know, DVD-ROM and stuff like that. So technically, this was the first game to be released on an optical disc. Because at the time, games were either being stored on floppy disks, tapes, or cartridges. Yeah, or in the case of the arcade, they was actually stored on ROM, which technically cartridges anyway. Right, yeah. But yeah, this was the first game to be stored on optical media, and like I said, it was a very, very impressive game for its time, and this Amiga conversion, it's amazing. It's amazing what they've managed to technically achieve. And I sound as if I'm repeating myself here, but but yeah, so seriously, this is a really this is a great little showcase. You know, at the time it was it was a great thing to show to your mates, and it was. Yeah, I mean, I think at the time it was actually quite expensive. It was about £30–40, something like that. I can't remember exactly how much it is, but now this is actually a room I always had trouble with until I did this video. For some reason I got it right. But once again, that's another bit that's missing. You don't have to jump on that little gap. And but yeah, it's it does have the it does look really impressive. But yeah, as I said earlier, it does have the same flaw of the arcade game, whereby the gameplay itself is a bit flawed. Well, I wouldn't say flawed. It's just the fact that it's, I don't know. It's kind of like, like I said, it's just like playing a dance game, but without knowing what the moves are. It's frustratingly difficult. But once you know the moves and stuff, it's still great. Yeah, it's great to show to others. You know, to prove that you can do this game, you can beat it. And to be fair, I still haven't beaten this game. Yeah, because like I said, it is really challenging. And yeah, it's one of my dreams, one of my ambitions one day to actually finish this one. And in fact, particularly this version. In fact, yeah, there's one version. Well, there's one version I want to beat. It's the arcade version. But overall, this is a really, really impressive conversion. I do like this. I probably won't give it top marks, obviously, because the original arcade game had gameplay issues, and so does this one. But overall, I mean, yeah, considering this is running just off, just off a bog standard A500, this is, it's amazing what they've managed to achieve. It's a real technical achievement, this game. Well, this conversion anyway. But yeah, this is very, very impressive. Not really much more I can say, really. I just keep repeating myself all over and over again. Now, of course, there is actually been news of a Dragon's Lair documentary film coming out, which I'm eagerly awaiting. Really cannot wait for that, because I've seen the trailer for it. It does look very promising, and I think I think it'll be interesting. But yeah, like I said, there have been many Dragon's Lair games over the years, and this is probably one of the best conversions. Really, I mean, there have been other conversions like the Mega CD version had pretty much all the rooms there and stuff and things, but the video quality was terrible. It was absolutely awful, the video quality on that version. But yeah, there was so it's that one. There was also so in terms of the video quality, this beats it. but obviously it's not the complete game. But I don't mind. It's Dragon's Lair. Oh, this is a way to die, right? This is how I really messed things up. That was my last life on that one bit. Anyway, Dragon's Lair. Technically impressive game. I'm going to give this one 3 out of 5. Yeah, it's like the coin up, technically impressive, but gameplay's a bit frustrating. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to check out Retro Asylum at www.retroasylum.com, and also don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, which is at www.youtube.com/potty127. I shall be back again with another T.E.A.R.S video, and in the meantime, goodbye.